Hey space friend, wouldn't it be nice to be able to detect if an asteroid or space debris were about to run into us and then move out of the way? Or would it be nicer to use a collision sensor to detect when that asteroid or space debris has already hit us? Wait. You're right, the first one probably would have been better. Well, I've already made the plan, so let's just use a collision sensor and a dual color LED today anyways. The collision sensor is a digital sensor that uses a mechanical switch to detect collisions. When the switch is pressed, it outputs a low signal and the light on the module turns on. When the switch is not pressed, it outputs a high signal and nothing happens. The dual color LED module emits a red or a green light, and the intensity of each light can be set using PWM. The operating voltage is 2.3 to 2.6 V for green and 1.9 to 2.2 V for red. It should be used with current limiting resistors to prevent the LED from burning out. If you're ever not sure if you should use a resistor with the module, just check the datasheet. I wasn't sure about this one, so I just googled the name and the brand of the module to check the specifications. The collision sensor is really simple to use, and since I just love throwing modules together, we're also going to use it with a dual color LED to detect the collision status. We need the modules, 3 220 ohm resistors, and 8 jumper wires, 3 of them male to female. Connect the collision sensor's S pin to pin 2 on the Arduino, VCC to the positive sign on the power rail, and ground to the negative sign on the power rail. On the dual color LED module, connect R to pin 6, G to pin 5, and ground to the negative sign on the power rail. Then connect a jumper wire from the VCC power rail to 5V and the ground power rail to ground. And while I'm putting all this together, I have a question for you, space friend. Back in elementary school days, what did you use to remember the order of the planets? The one that I was taught was my very extravagant mother just served us 9 pizzas. Pre-Pluto's reclassification, obviously. But I've talked to so many people and not a single one of them have heard that phrase before. What is the word for when you use letters to remember something? What's the word for when you use letters to remember something? Mnemonic. Thank you, Daddy Google. What mnemonic did you use to remember the order of the planets? I ask because my very extravagant mother just served us 9 pizzas is not weird or quirky or abnormal, yet no one I've ever talked to was taught using that phrase before. So I'm curious, was this just my corner of the world that used it? Am I just not talking to the right people? What other mnemonics are there? We have to first set our pins and pin modes, attaching the collision pin, red LED, green LED to the Arduino pins, and then set the collision pin as our input, the LEDs as our output. In the loop, we're reading in the collision state from the collision pin, so if this little switch is pressed, we've had a collision. If the collision state is low, meaning it's pressed, we're going to write to the red LED to turn on, green LED turn off. We're also going to print to the serial monitor that we have detected a collision. Otherwise, we are going to pretend that we're just monitoring for collisions and only the green LED will come on. Starting off, we've got a green LED. We are monitoring for collisions. Press the switch on the collision sensor and the LED turns red and the light on the collision module turns on as well. And the serial monitor tells us that we've detected a collision. Yikes. Well, I'm feeling safe and sound knowing that we'll be aware when something has already hit our ship. Okay, maybe I didn't think the order of our repair work through all that well.